After Single Spey 2.0, I had a comment from a guy that said, thanks for the video. It made me realize how much I have to learn. And I felt kind of bad because I think it may sound more complicated than it really is. I was just trying to capture all the steps and the nuances and the technicalities and not leave anything out. So I thought I'd make a quick kind of amendment to it to simplify it a little bit with some of the most important parts. The most important part is that you face your target, point your toes to the target, and then rotate your body downstream to the dangle for your angle change. And then of course, lift smooth, try to sweep gradual from low to high, sweep to about 4 o'clock, circle up, and then do your forward cast as or before, if you're new, as the line is touching down, or maybe even a little bit before. And that's the Single Spey in a nutshell. Smooth, fluid, no slack, rotating your body for the sweep, not getting your arms involved. That's until you circle up and forward cast, and try to keep your core real steady. Be real strong in your core, lean into the cast. That's the Single Spey in a nutshell. One thing I think that will help you for the Single Spey to get a nice anchor placement is to practice the laying down of the anchor by sweeping from low to high. So if you're new and just learning, you might start with a shorter head, or only if you have a long belly line, just use part of the head, and then practice going from low to high and laying that anchor down so it lands fairly flat. You want the tip lower than you want your leader and tip of the fly line lower than the belly. So you want to sweep at an incline. And I think it's good when you're just learning just to rough the cast out. Don't try to get everything perfect. Just practice your lift, rotate your body, and set that anchor down just like that. I'm hoping you can catch that on the water. When you lift, you just sweep nice, set that anchor down just like that. Practice setting that anchor down, a nice incline sweep. So if you sweep at an incline from lowish to higher, then that's how your anchor is going to land. So it will, if you practice enough, it'll come natural. Low to high. And just practice. Don't worry too much about what everything is doing. Just make sure you're using your body to rotate, okay? You're rotating your body. Your body is, toes are pointing towards the target, and then you twist. So you're all twisted to start. You lift and then sweep from low to high. Or in my case, I like to sweep from low, from here to here, and then circle up. And when you circle up, it'll keep that, when you go from your sweep to your forward cast, when you circle up like that, it'll keep that, it'll buy you more time and keep the bottom leg of your V-loop from hitting the water too quickly. Anyway, practice the lift and sweep. and then practice laying that fly on the water. That way you're not getting, like if you do a dip, if you lift really high, then your Yanis Penitz says if you lift high, you're kind of held hostage by that high lift, because then if you lift too high, you got to go back down. And you can if you practice, but there's a tendency to have to dip down and get a crashed anchor or a bloody L. I don't know if I can do one for you. Lift. Oh, there's a good one. See, if I lift high and then, see that? Bloody L right there. Lift. That's the kind of anchor you get if you lift high, then go down low and come up high. But if you lift medium and then gradually dip and gradually raise, you can land your anchor flat. So practice landing your anchor flat. Start with just part of the head out or a scanty head or something, and then gradually build, gradually let more line out so you're casting longer lengths of line. And then when you get your basic single spey roughed out a little bit and just get the idea of lifting the line, changing the angle, and casting, then you can go back to the single spey 2.0 and start factoring in all the little nuancy parts and the little details. Or if you run into trouble as you're roughing out, learning your single spey, you can go back to single spey 2.0 long belly and see where what problems you're running into, say in the sweep. Everything's pretty detailed out, and I was real pleased to get some comments from some SOR Spey-O-Rama finalists that were in agreement that these details were correct. So you can have some confidence that, I mean, I might not always perform them perfect, but all in all, it's a pretty good, there's some really good information, and if you use that for a guideline, then you should be able, if you practice a lot, to really improve your single spey cast. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.